Hello, my name is Gareth. You're watching the Hub Online Network. We have Juanita Little back in the studio, so let's get to it. All right, so Juanita, why don't you introduce yourself again, tell us who you are. So if this is somebody's first video with you, there's some context as to why we should be listening to what you have to say, and then tell us what's going on.
Hi, I'm Juanita Little, and I'm the chair of the Ashcroft HUB Society here in Ashcroft.
So you came in last week, and we're talking about the School District 74 and the possible disposal of the old Ashcroft Elementary School, which is now the Ashcroft Hub, and the disposal process of that property from the School District 74's books. Are there any updates that you would like to that you are able to give us now? Have you guys had a meeting with School District 74 or something like that?
We had our community consultation on last Wednesday,
Okay.
with our board, with the district board, just give our input of what we'd like to see done with the building, which is, again, to continue on doing what we're doing for as long as we can. We would like to have some time with the pandemic, just we would like a slow gain of the building post-pandemic would be ideal, so that we can see where we're at with programming and restrictions and things like that. So that was our meeting last week.
And what was there any kind of outcome or resolution or resolve that came out of this meeting?
No, it's just our input to go on to the books for the staff to combine to present to the board for the March meeting. So they're going to do the community consultations again, so via Zoom for the community, this February 4th,
Okay.
at 6:30 till 8. And so anybody from the community, Spence's Bridge, Clinton, Ashcroft, Cache Creek, anybody that's been involved with the hub can Zoom in to that meeting and let their input be known of what they would think what they would like to see done with the building. People can also submit letters. They can submit emails. Emails can go to just the District 74 or district at sd74.bc.ca. It's on the school district website, right on the front page, as well as there's a survey on the school district's website, which is 3 questions, really easy: name, contact number, and what would you like to see done with the disposal of the building. So those are your ways to put the input. You can also write a letter and send it to the district. Emails sent to any of the trustees are not considered for the consultation. It has to go directly to the district web email that they have on their website for it to be considered, and then the staff from the school district compile that information and present it to the board in March.
If you were to fill this out, what would you put down in what you would want to see happen to the building?
So with the hub, we definitely want to continue doing what we're doing. We love the community interaction in the hub, and the hub was built for the community by the community. So we still want to continue on doing what we're doing. Our goal as a board is to take on the building at some point. With the pandemic, because there's so much uncertainty, that's our sticking point right now, is where will the pandemic end? We don't know, as nobody kind of knows. So we would like that opportunity to take on the building when we know what we're coming out of the pandemic with, and can resume our courses, our rentals, our programming, those kinds of things. Whatever we can do within our COVID restrictions right now, we're doing, and trying to do it as safe as we can. With the waves that have been coming, they're talking 3rd wave now, and the variants, what does that look like? I don't know. So that's where our uncertainty really is. If we weren't in a pandemic, we would be in a totally different picture, but where everything is so uncertain, that's our trick. So post-pandemic, we would like to work towards, with the school district, maybe obtaining the building. What does that look like? Does it look like a lease or full-on owning it? That's the piece that we would like to work towards. We need to do some work with the building. There's roofs, those kinds of things that we need to apply for grants for, that because it's owned by the school district, it limits our applications to. So owning the building would be great to continue what we've got going on.
During the January board meeting, The school board trustees were talking about how they're trying to save money to put it back into the school and put money back into the children of the school district. Can you talk us through some of the programs that the hub puts on that involves kids, and maybe if you don't know the exact number, sort of a guesstimate as to how many kids get helped or participate in programs at the hub on a monthly basis?
Okay.
Pre-COVID and during COVID.
Pre-COVID, our numbers definitely were way up more with the students. We had, spring break camps, summer camps. Those probably were about 30 to 50 kids at a time, depending on the days and the weeks, and what was kind of running. We've had, so summer camps, we've had a variety of different things. We had dance camps during summer, we had raps camps during summer, so there's a kind of variety, so our numbers fluctuate a little bit with the students, but probably at least probably lowest 30, 50, 60. We have dance right now, we have Crush Dance that is in our community, that we have the space for her to utilize for that, and so those numbers are very high. I believe she's at about 200 or more, like kids, participants in it, because there's adult participants and children participants.
Sure.
There's, in the past we've had some music classes, guitar, there's a lady that teaches piano. We've had a teen night, so that was up to about 20 youth that would come for teen night. We've had different forums we collaborated with the RCMP one time and did a forum in the gym where we had the Cache Creek School and the Ashcroft schools come and go through different booths with the different points of information. Do family nights, there's family literacy nights that we're going through here. We've had art, Jo Petty does art programs, so she's done after school art programs through here. We've been working with a group to put in a daycare here as well, so looking for early learning educator for that piece. So quite a bit of, we have Spanish classes. That was,
really?
Yeah, Spanish classes were running here. That was for adults and anybody that wanted to participate in it. We've had, then the fitness classes. We've had quite a few.
And the fitness classes are like yoga, Zumba,
Zumba,
workouts, etc. So
yeah. And then during the fires, we had people could utilize our space for using the gym to get out of the smoke and stuff. So we had a bunch of youth coming in and playing basketball that time. All those kinds of programs as well. So.
And how many different communities do you think, at one time or another, send kids or people, I guess in general, that come in and use the facilities in their surrounding area?
Ashcroft, Cache Creek. We have kids from Clinton, because we do have some kids that come for dance classes and the summer camps and things like that from Clinton. I think Lillooet has come down. We've had Ashcroft Indian Band has participated in programming here. The Bonaparte Indian Band has participated in programming here. So it's actually quite an area. Savannah, we've had kids come from Savannah for the summer programs or for dance classes. So it's actually quite a district area.
Right. Amazing. So are there any other programs that you guys put on that you might have missed?
Movie nights. We did the movie nights, babysitting courses, first aid courses, staying at home alone courses, TRU courses. TRU was coming out and doing routine different courses. We've done work experience with the high school students. They've worked in the hub doing front office and different things like that. Our high school students can also access our gym, and they were utilizing it instead of taking phys ed classes and getting credit for physical education. Halloween trick or treat, we had Skips Run. We partnered with the Lions Club and did Skips Run, so I encouraged local involvement with that, as well as soccer tournament weekends. We put on like movies and games and things like that, so that families that come to town for the tournament had something to do in between games. I think that's off the top of my head.
Yeah. No. Hey, and there are quite a few programs that the hub does do. So That sounds like a fairly...
Our RAPS programs too. We had kids involved in the theater productions as well.
See, the list just keeps going on
I
and
know.
on and on and on.
I know.
So let's talk about funding and grants. So let's figure out how the hub sort of got to where it is today. So who or what groups are some of your major supporters, and how did you end up getting a hold of these people and getting yes to the funding?
Partnerships actually is a lot of where a lot of the grants come from. When we first started, we approached Village of Ashcroft, said, hey, this is the idea we want to do. So they gave us some grant funding in the beginning, aid and grant that they had. We had Community Futures was excellent. They stepped up and helped us with our fobs for access for the Merv's gym. We had United Way has been awesome. They've been a great partner with us. In the early days of when we first set up, United Way helped us with touring schools in Kamloops to look at what other schools, empty schools had done with their buildings and how they developed their programs and stuff. So they've been phenomenal with us with board development and courses, as well as they also have funding that we can apply for. So that's helped to fund our summer programs, all kinds of programs like that.
I'm gonna segue here. So
Yep.
there's other empty school buildings that do something similar to the hub.
Yes. In Kamloops we toured 3 at the time, so that was in 2015.
Are you aware what their relationship was with the school district in Kamloops?
Yes, at the time. So the city of Kamloops took on a couple, and then I think the one district, and then the one school the district still owned and then leased out to the groups that were utilizing it, if I remember right.
Okay.
So
and did they? Are you aware if they are still leasing the buildings to those?
that part I'm not sure of if they are. Well, the two with the Kamloops are the one on North Shore. It's now YMCA and.
Okay.
What else was in there? It was huge, YMCA. So I can't remember if they owned the building or if they were leasing the building. Then there was one on West Side that they had Scouts was working out of there. They had some other community programs, little daycare. And then out towards the zoo, well, I can't remember what that area is called.
What, Valley View?
Yeah, Valley View. There was another one out there where they had a gymnastics club in there. They had the daycare. They had another, I think it was like Scouts or something in that one as well. So great ideas and ways that they utilize their space. And we talked to the directors and stuff when we were first setting up ours to see how did they do it. They had a lot of partnership with the city as well for their programs as well. So it was really great. United Way was the ones that set us up with that, took us on the tours, made the connections with the people and stuff. So our board, some of the board members that are on now, and I, and the group that set up the hub all went in and spent the day tootling around to see what their aspects were to continue with ours. Clearwater also has same kind of idea. They have a school, actually toured it this summer. I was camping there and so popped by and had a look at it and checked it out and stuff. They have some of their city program or town programs in there, as well as I believe some of the jail stuff and everything was in there. They had United Way? No, not United Way. Very similar to ours as well, with different rental spaces for offices and stuff. So.
Okay, so that is the first that I've heard of another school being used like the hub. So that's
Princeton also.
It's awesome that there's a precedent for something like this being done in other places.
Yes, it is really interesting to find out from other places what they've done and how they've done it. I also talked recently to Princeton, to a fellow there that's the director there, that they also run, it's still owned by the school district, that building, and they have expanded onto that building and built a theater. Oh. I don't know how old the theater is, but they built a theater into there. The Arts Council rents that piece of it, and then they also run the recreation programs for the Similkameen, Okanagan district out of there, but the building's still owned by the school district.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some other local contributors to funding-wise?
We have Sorry, I don't want to forget anybody. The TNRD, they provided a big, huge grant from the federal tax fund that helped us with our lighting and our windows and doors and things to help make it more energy efficient so that we weren't having to spend so much in hydro and gas bills. We have Second Time Around that helps us with funding, that helps us with Aquafit in the summer. We have ASETs, we use funding from them to do some summer employment. Province of BC has given us some money, BC Rec and Parks, Via Sport, BC Community Interior Foundation, New Horizons Seniors Program. Tech has recently given us some money for, we've done a technology room, so that's been really helpful, especially with COVID times, to be able to Zoom and do meetings and things like that. Work BC, BC Responsible and Problem Gambling, and Heritage Canada. And then I guess the other thing that people need to understand about grants is when you apply for a grant, the grant is designated for a specific thing. So we can say we've got money for grants, but if the grant is supposed to go to seniors programming, that has to go to seniors program. It can't go to, oh, you know what, we're a couple thousand short on our electricity bill, so we're going to pay it to electricity bill. Or, you know what, we've got a grant for doing a kids program here, but we can use that money and buy the building. Like that is, there's different parameters around grants when you apply for them and what they can be used for and how they're used for. And then you write a report back to that group to say, this is what the grant money went for and how it was spent, to make sure that it was allocated properly. Because I think sometimes there's a misconception of, oh, well, you have all the grant money, just put that into whatever, you know, whatever you want, not what the grant is designated for.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's say that to my understanding, there's a precedent of the school district giving buildings like this for $1. If that were the case and you were able to buy the building, would you be able to maintain it once it was transferred over into the hub's charitable organization's name?
Yes, there's a few things that we're working at with that. So property taxes, you know, there would be a new aspect there because district doesn't pay school taxes, right? So that would be a discussion with the village to say, you know, what does this look like? There's application to apply for tax. I don't know what you call it.
Well, in Cache Creek, there's some groups that were going for a tax exemption because they have charitable status.
Yeah. Yeah, so there would be those talks to have and get in line. And then for the infrastructure, the roof is a concern. It's been a concern while we're here. So we're working on grants and things like that as well to maintain and improve that as well. So from that aspect, then yes, then I think we could.
If you had to.
You had to, yep.
Right, okay. Another thing that's been brought up with myself, I go out around town, people talk.
Yes.
One thing that people keep saying based off of grant money is, well, if the school board just got rid of the building and sold it to the hub would have access to a magnitude of other grants because then they're not under the thumb of a government building. Is that something that you guys are actually seeing in the grant writing process?
The stickler with us for grant writing is the roof. So a lot of grants that we apply for, because we don't own the building, it is a stickler point for the roof grant funding. Now we found one that we've applied for and hoping that we meet all the parameters of it, and that doesn't seem to be a stickler point at this point in time for it. But for the roof, yeah, that's been a stickler.
But just for that one sort of subject, that one sort of...
My recollection, yes. We've tried a few things for access too, for like wheelchair ramp access.
Okay.
And that's another one that was, now part of that is trying to get a quote for that to find out to apply for grants and stuff. But that was another one that was a bit debatable, but more because of, like I say, the quote piece of it was harder.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about at this particular time? So, like, is there anything new happening with the hub board? Is there anything new happening with the school district that you are aware of? Have things moved forward that you are aware of? Or are we sort of in the same boat and we're sort of waiting for Thursday to happen?
Yeah, just kind of in the same boat, just really trying to get out to the public to encourage them to participate in the consultation. Put your feedback into the school district with their emails, your letters, your surveys. Participate in the Zoom meeting on Thursday, and advocate that you'd like to see the hub keep going, that we'd like to work with the district to continue the hub as it is. So that would be awesome for us. And then we just wait to see what March at the district meeting, what's presented and what the board's decision is moving forward from there.
One last question just popped into my head. Vicky Trill, being a school board trustee and part of the executive for the hub, she recuses herself from the school board meetings.
Yes.
When they talk about this specifically. Does she recuse herself when you guys talk about it? Like when the hub society gets together as a board meeting and you're making decisions and stuff, does she recuse herself from making decisions based off of what the...
Yeah, so she doesn't make any of the board decisions at that. It's all the board makes the decisions about with the district board and the hub society part of there. Yes, because she is in conflict of interest.
Right.
Then she does not make any of the decisions for that piece of it.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, that's pretty much all I have for tonight. But I look forward to having you in again probably next week or early the week after.
Okay.
To talk about this and see if anything has changed. And I appreciate you coming in to keep us updated on everything that's going on.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Right on.
Appreciate all the support.
Thanks.